Good morning, sleepies. I wanted to use this morning to share with you a bit of my morning routine that I do most mornings when it comes to like my ancestral practice, my tarot practice, and kind of planning for the morning. Um, Forgive me in advance, my morning voice is still in place. I just woke up a little less than an hour ago, took meds, got coffee, and now I'm out in my treehouse. And normally all of this happens in my bedroom, but the rest of the family is, chilling out. They're doing their slow wake up in the morning, and I didn't want to disturb anybody, so yeah, the funny thing here is that this is going to be the bare bones of my routine, because in all reality it is a bare bones routine to me, because it's not like filled with the theatrics or filled with the all of the accoutrement of some pagany witchy tarot people. So this is basically exactly what my routine is, outside of the fact that it would be in bed right now and not in my treehouse. So please expect me to be crass, direct, and to the point, because that's what I am first thing in the morning. And if something gets on my nerves, I'm gonna tell all about it. So let me just show you what my game plan is right now. I don't know if you can actually see my iPad. I'll know this as I edit this little video, but my game plan is to talk to you about why I do this kind of routine, as imperfect as it is. I'm going to share with you my tarot bullet journal, my morning lines, the scripting that I do, and how I plan the day from the information that I've gathered on both sides. So yeah, it should be pretty easy, but if you have any questions about something that I said, something that I did in this session or one of the last ones, please feel free to throw it into the comments. I love to talk about practices and rituals and routines. Excuse me, as a hiccup. Because I do believe that our life is built from the habits and the routines that we do every day, not from the big massive action plans that we start off with. So this is part of my routine. So depending on the day, well, let me actually just say, let's get started. Hey, okay. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. I suggest that you have your coffee too. I have no clue how long this video is gonna be, because usually I'm not explaining the whole time. So this is gonna be fun. Let me take my coffee. I'm gonna leave it up here so it doesn't like get knocked over. Okay, so what I try to do each morning after I've rolled myself out of bed, and it's a literal roll. I've rolled myself out of bed, I've gotten my coffee, I've returned to the bedroom, I've gathered my notebook, my iPad, all the things. I think I turned this off now. I come back and I usually like doom scroll on Facebook for a little while, and it's just to kind of keep my eyes open. I'm usually checking CNN. I got into that habit during Trump's presidency, because I kept praying and hoping that there would be some progress regarding that. And so now the habit sticks, and I just kind of I don't do a deep dive, but I do kind of headline read just to see like what is highlights of going on. After I've kind of woken up a little bit, usually between 20 and 30 minutes later, I go to, this is my Hobonichi Weeks, and I have a cover on it. What I do here is I use this notebook to plot, not really plan. I don't use it as a planner. I use it as a form of memory keeping, scripting, and kind of like a win of the day. So I'll gently walk you through it. I don't think there's anything in here that I'm too like bashful about. So if I am, I'll cut it out. It just won't be here. So this is the interior. I have this butterfly in there because my grandfather's sign to me is monarch butterflies, which is ironic and kind of cliche, which one of these days I'll talk about the person that my grandfather is and how ironic that sign is to him, and it'll all make sense. But as of right now, that's my little sign to him. I have like this little washi sticker on it. I do plan to decorate this interior, I just haven't done it yet. I don't do anything as of right now with the year at a glance. I don't have any plans, actually. I might track my cycle, I might not. I don't know. I have no plans for that. I have no plans for this either. If you have a hope in each 2 weeks and you don't do this whole like theatrical bullet journal thing, this would be an excellent way to keep track of your daily draws. I'm just saying, like 1 card a day, shorthand, would be perfect. So yeah, so this is my win list. This is the daily wins, because when I started this, I was, and still am, less so now though, going through what I would consider is like a shitstorm. And so I really wanted to focus on what went right instead of why I hated the day. So what I've written in is stuff that I feel to be a win each day. What did I rock star that day? And so yesterday, I got my nails done, and I think they came out great. They're lapis inspired with gold scarabs on them, so I love that. And I fixed my pens, because 2 of my pens were clogged, and these are little fountain pens that I love. So I fixed those. To me, that was a win. And sometimes it's mundane, like I had great clients, I journaled a lot. That was a win for that day, because it was tough. Or if it was so tough where I couldn't find a whole lot because maybe the day ends so disappointingly to me, then I just wrote the keyword. Like on the 11th, we took my son to go attend an on-site assessment at the Washington Youth Challenge Academy, and it ended kind of stressfully. Not really in a bad way, we just didn't get accepted the way that we thought we would. So the day pissed me off so much I just wrote attended. That was the win. I woke up at 4 a.m. to get there. We got home, we were told that we weren't accepted, we're put on the wait list. So basically the day was shit, and there was tears, I was really upset. So I just said, we attended. And that was the win for that day. Was that we made it. And then my, what do you call it? My ink kind of runs out. But yeah, so that's what I plan to do with the monthly section. And so that's in the evening though. I write that in each evening. So yeah, that's the point of this. Sorry, let me clarify. I touch this notebook every morning and every night. So that's what I do there. And in the morning, what I do is I turn to the weekly page and I write down kind of what my first thoughts were in the morning, and then I write down what my day kind of synopsed as. So that's what I do this. And all my inks are different right now because I'm testing a lot of fountain pen inks, and I'm trying to find that pretty secret, saucy, pretty ink that I want to just kind of make the routine ink here. I'm at a toss-up of the one that's in here now and this kind of subtle green blue that I think is really pretty. Also has a tiny bit of a shimmer. This one has a little bit more of a sheen to it. And yeah, so anyway, that's why the colors are all different. So I'm going to take a second to write in my morning line here, and I'll reserve the rest of this for later this evening. If I have the time, depending on what time it is when I get to this point, I will show you the scripting that I do, which is back here. And I use this to kind of write into existence the life that I'm planning for myself. And I throw in some stickers because I love them. And anything that kind of inspires those feel-good feelings, that joy, I think needs to go in here. And for me, that is a way to kind of write into existence first how I want to feel, and then go ahead and start experiencing that feeling. And it just freaking feels good. So it feels good to talk about things that you want to happen as though they've already happened. So I've just been leaning into that and wanting to make a more intentional practice of scripting, especially once things in the house get a little bit more settled. What I plan to do is actually kind of dedicate this notebook to that. I haven't done that yet, where I have the individual ink. This will be the specific pen. I come to this only, and it's like, what do you call it when you made something sacred and you've made something ritualized? You do a routine, not a routine, you do like a ritual. Yeah, you create and craft a ritual with whatever planetary alignments that are appropriate, and you dedicate this book to that work. And then you only come to that book to do that work, which also adds potency to the work over time. Anyway, that's how I think about it. So I'm going to take a quick second to write in my morning line. This will probably just speed up, and I'll be back with you in just a sec. Okay, groovy. So I'm going to give that a chance to dry. It only takes a few seconds. I just make a point of not closing it right away. Something that I didn't mention though is, why do I do this routine? And so I'll try to talk about that while I'm opening this. Let's see if I can do two things at once. So the reason why I do this kind of routine is it's a couple fold. One of which is being the fact that I'm usually not awake yet. And this kind of gives me something to do in the process of waking up. It's more of like my brain is not generating all of its normal, super ambitious, super anxiety ridden, well, not super anxiety ridden, but like definitely ambitious, high energy, moving forward, do. And so my brain's not doing that yet. So I'm using that opportunity to kind of insert wellness, insert confirmation from guides, guardians, ancestors. To me, it's cementing the fact that I have an ancestral practice, and this is how I exercise that. So that is why I tend to do this, and then I do this in the morning. It's like, for me, the most important thing needs to happen earliest in the day. Otherwise, its likelihood of getting done gets like exponentially lower as the day goes on. So that's why I want to make sure I do that every day. So I do that every morning, if that makes sense. Some people go to the gym. I come here. I come here. So that is my why, and it gives me peace. It gives me a bit of joy. My word for the year is peace. So anything that encourages that or fosters that, I'm leaning into this year. So I can close that now. So I put my little pen back with it. So what's next? This is my bullet journal. This is from Scribbles That Matter. Their zip folio that goes with it that stores one of their books and my pens and a few goodies. Oh, I need some of these in here. When I pull cards, sometimes I'll leave the cards in here so I can revert back to them, and I'll do that today. The thing I also love about this, and of course this isn't sponsored, so you know, make your own decision about if this is something that you want to get for yourself or not. Put this out. So it does have a Velcro side and a Velcro, I don't know. I was just thinking about eBay. I'm not allowed to say Velcro on eBay because it's a brand name. So I don't know. I think it's fine though, because this is not for sale. I don't know why I'm obsessing on fuzz right now, but anywho, there we go. The things you get caught up on, right? Okay, so this pulls out, and I usually toss this off to the side somewhere so that it's just out of the way. Let's see if that'll work. And I use this as is. So this is my bullet journal. It's a B5 green with I believe this is a vegan leather cover. I'm not 100% sure about that now. You'll totally have to let me know if you happen to know what the cover is made of from Scribbles That Matter. I don't guarantee that I'll do that research before this goes live. So, terrible video planning, but that's the point here. I have two main purposes out of this when it comes to my planner life and my journal life. I have two sides of myself and two sides of my business, so I need two halves of this book. Otherwise, I need 2 books. So for now, I'm condensing it into one book until I feel like I've hit like that perfect stride that makes like my system. Once I've developed a concrete system, then I'll know how I can manipulate that system. But this system is still in progress. It's still growing. It's still evolving so that I can find something that feels good and works, because everything needs proof of concept to me before I kind of like say officially, this is my routine. This is what it is right now. And it will change as life continues to change for me. Anywho, I'll walk you through briefly. Again, this is a B5 bullet journal with 160 GSM pages. I've sketched in a lot of my, my spreads, but I haven't filled them in yet. Like this one is a year ahead, or 2023 calendar view. And what I'm going to do with this page, because this is on my ancestral side, or my tarot side, this is my business side, and I mark it with a tab. I'm going to be inserting my ancestors' death and birthdays into this calendar so that each month I know, like, oh, grandpa died here, grandma passed here, but she was born there. I'm going to celebrate her on this day, kind of thing. So that's the whole idea of this spread. I will fill it in soon. I'm ambivalent about putting my goals and my tracking in here. I'm not certain about that. Oh, I have a year ahead forecast that's in a different journal that I need to migrate in here. I haven't done that yet. And this is what the month of February, which I have not labeled, but I know it's the month of February. The month of February is here. So what I like to do is take a quick second just to look at this, because I did a forecast, damn it. I need to understand what the energy of the day is going to be looking like. And so today's the Magician for me. That's the card that I pulled, and some of the notes that I pulled for it was new beginnings, new manifestations and desires. And that to me feels good. That means there's a lot of creative, productive energy here, not just creation for creation's sake, but this is like mastering your universe, manipulating your skill, pulling in the energy to cultivate something that you're looking for. That to me is the Magician energy, and the way I understand, or at least what I have planned for Wednesday so far, I feel that's appropriate. But I love having a forecast, because it's just like knowing what the weather is going to be like, right? I kind of want to know ahead of time. Okay, so one, sometimes you don't want to know what's coming down the pike if it is a shitstorm, but sometimes you do. And once you've had enough shitstorms, you're like, it's fine. Whatever happens, I can survive it. So I'm not expecting too much of a hardship this week, which is good. I would say the only thing that would probably be annoying is on Friday. It looks like I have the Five of Wands, so I don't know, there might be some needless bickering on Friday, and if it comes true, then great. If not, it might be just with myself. Who knows? I know I could pull Lenormand to get some clarity as to like what that means, but I only do that if I have like Tower or Ten of Swords kind of cards, and I don't have that. I don't believe I have that so far this month. So yeah, this month has been pretty okay, and I'm grateful for that. Last month was garbage. So, this next page is what I'm using as my daily draw, and I'm using the card that I pulled from the monthly forecast, or basically I do it every week, the monthly forecast, and I pull that card here asking a question from my tarot cards about what do I need to know about that card to cultivate peace today. And whatever shows up is whatever shows up. It's not exact, it's not even neat, it's just... it is what it is, and that's the part that I love about it right now. This one was kind of messy. Again, this was me just starting it, and I was realizing, I really want to do something kind of bold right here at the top with my numbers. And then I found a font that I actually like, and decided that I was going to sketch that in. And this is week 2 of being in this particular journal, and I'm now kind of settled on this alternating green-purple. I'm going to do green, purple, so forth and so on. And I don't know, I have an oracle space, but I think that's probably going to be more like a what did I learn this week, or what was my win for the week kind of space. So I'll figure that out as I get there. So what I'm going to do to start is to sketch in this kind of design for Wednesday. I have a picture of what my 5 is going to look like. 2 I've gotten down, but 5... it kind of gives me, doing that kind of gives me a little creative outlet. So I like spending the time to do that. And it's a fun way to kind of see my inks in their full glory. Because, when you write just normally, some of the nuances about the ink doesn't get to shine through. But when you create a big, bold something, then you can see the details. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a second to open my iPad, go to Pinterest, find that image, and I'm going to sketch in the number. And I'm probably not going to talk because I'm kind of hyper-focused that way. I don't talk very well and do things. I either talk or I do things. So, I don't know. Maybe I can. We'll see. Okay. Oh, so let me talk about what I have. These are my tools as of right now. These are kind of like my go-tos over and over again. My favorite in the whole world are these multi-pens right now. And I have one that is a Friction 4-color Pilot in white. It's just my favorite. I believe it's a 0.5 or 0.05. So it's a fine tip. But I use this because, honey, I have, like most people who have like fear of blank pages, or a fear of, what do you call it? Yeah, fear of pages. And so just knowing that I have the ability to erase if I've made a mistake just makes me so much happier. And I use this pretty dominantly on my business side, because I'll write a plan and then it changes and I'll erase it instead of just scratching it out. For me, that's a godsend. So this is what I've been living on my business side of my planner for like eons. This is an actual pen. This is a 0.38 millimeter, so this is finer than this one, but it's a 4-in-1 and oh, this is also a 4-in-1. Okay, so this is a 4-in-1. I think this is a 5-in-1. Yeah, because it has a pencil. So I have all 4 inks and a pencil. My eraser's gone. So I have this as a sub eraser, Pentel Click Eraser, it says in white, to give you a tiny bit of like behind the scenes info. When my son, who is now 16, was like 2, he would eat these. I couldn't keep these away from him. He would find them and he would chew off my erasers, like that and my markers. He would chew off this spongy part of my erasers. So I went through so many erasers because that child kept eating them. Thankfully, they're non-toxic, but God, that was frustrating. Anywho, let's find that font. Excuse me. There you go. I pulled it up. That was the only bit of pre-planning I did. So I'm going to sketch that in. I'm actually going to move this Wednesday. That's something that I learned about doing this spread so far, is that I wanted my numbers to be bigger than I gave them space for, so I've been moving my dates. You know, you still do that even though it doesn't work like that. That's funny. If you don't know, friction, these friction pens, they erase by heat. So you can't dust anything off like an eraser, but the habit is still there. So I'm going to sketch in my 2. Let's see if this works. I'm going to actually pull you down so maybe you can see me better. And then this will be fun trying to figure out how to put you back in place when the time comes. Oh, is that far as low as I can go? I guess so. There we go. Darling. Okay, it is what it is. Okay. So what I'm doing is sketching out the interior line. It's this line here. It's like this inside section. And it's not perfect, and I'll have the opportunity to kind of like erase and edit in a second. Give it this nice little bellow here. Now, I don't have any clue what the actual term for these things are. This is just the words that I'm using. And so I don't like how kind of high up this way it is. I want to get it more going this way. So I'm actually going to just kind of augment this interior line so it has less of that. And that spot right there will be part of the bellow that's on this side. There you go. That's better. Give myself a swoop. You like all these official terms? I'm also referencing my my reference material. Ha ha ha. It's not quite as, I want that to be more. Like, so my reference image has this being like quite bellowy, like broad in that space right there from like here to here. It has this really broad space, and so I want that to also have a broad space, but based on how this line is going so far right here, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lose it. So we're gonna erase this sketch right here and then just kind of migrate it up a little bit. There we go. Let's try this again. Make sure we get a good bellow. So I got it nice and high here. I think I'm just not going to bring it down so much. Allow it to come up. I think that's right. Alright, now we're going to give it a big swan. There we go. Much better. Soften that up a bit. And so much of this is going to get devoured by the ink, so I'm not worried about like being super perfect. The ink will not make it perfect, but it gives me some grace. Alright, so what's my 5? This is my first time drawing this 5, and so I get to figure out if this was thinner, or if I had carbon paper, I could throw this on top, sketch on the carbon paper, come here, and then like doodle it in. But you know, it is what it is. I don't have that, so I get to sketch it by hand. So I'm just looking at this kind of figure here and figure out how I'm gonna, yeah, that's what I'll do. This is my interior. I could do it from here. No, I'll do it from here. interior, down, over, way out. There we go. Okay, this looks like Elvis. Oh, so I'm expecting this 5 to kind of span a little more than 2. So that would be 20 centimeters, I think, because I believe these are 5 centimeters, if I remember my math right. 5 centimeters, so I think that's going to be a 10 centimeter font. Let's see how we can do it. I'm going to start with that side swoop, since that's my top. Oh, it has to be short. Okay, let's try that. So that's my anchor one. There we go, a little loopy-loo. I want this to also be loopy-loo. Okay. And then hopefully it ends up looking something like this. There we go. And the background lines I can just erase after it's been dried. So it's all nice and pretty. That's the point. Okay. Now that I got my 2 and my 5 in, I think if this pen is acting correctly today, I'll be able to sketch in. Oh no, I'm making a mess. Sorry, I'm making a mess in my ink. My little well over here. So, ew. Okay. I think I have tissues. I have a few left. Ugh, so messy. To clean that later. And so I clean these intermittently just so that I don't have a freaking issue. Because, yeah, I get ink all over myself anyway. I don't need to make it worse. Okay. Do I have plenty of ink? I should. Double checking my ink volume. I'm going, when I decide on my ink, this is going to be an ink dropper version where I fill this whole cavity with ink instead of using a converter cartridge. But till then, converter cartridges. Oof, I could have spread that everywhere. I'm glad I didn't. Okay. So I'm just going to sketch in this 2-5 by kind of like going on the interior and then moving the ink where I want it. I'm not trying to be super precious, but I'm trying to not be, like, reckless either. Because to me, this is a tool. And this is an opportunity to a little creativity. So I don't want to ruin it by being an asshole to myself. Not perfect, but it'll work. It'll do. And again, those are like the 2 points that I want to make sure I get right. So I just want to hit those first. Yeah. That'll do. Let's ink that in. There we go. Dude, I was low-key holding my breath that whole time. I just realized it exhaled. I'm not getting much glitter in this. It's okay. I'm trying to rock my pen so that the glitter that's in the pen migrates through the ink instead of just kind of clogging the pen or settling in that nib somewhere. That needs to be cleaned out later because it's blocked all my ink flow. So I just do that to kind of keep it going everywhere. Actually, I think I wanted that to be thinner, but it's gonna do. Is there anything else I need to... There we go. Looks appropriate. And it looks kind of Elvis-y. I do think it looks like Elvis. Okay, so I'm going to be using this pen for the rest of this, actually. I might move you up, I might not, I don't know yet. Anywho, the Close the iPad. And take a sip of the coffee. See, coffee. Okay, so the primary part of my work after I do that is going to these two cards that I pulled for myself using the Spread Machine Oracle. And it was manifest and problematic behavior. So I'm like, okay, what is Abby doing? I just got told yesterday on the 24th. So I'm not surprised that now I'm getting told again. So obviously I'm doing something. So the card of today was the Magician. How appropriate is all this? Okay, so the Magician, I'm going to write that in here in a minute. But these were the two cards that I pulled as like the focus question for today. So I'm going to be asking here in a minute when I shuffle. I think I'm going to use the Light Series again, because usually I use the Playful Heart Tarot, but it's inside, so this will do. Problematic behavior, manifest. I want to ask the cards, what do I need to know about these two things to cultivate peace today? So I'm going to write that question in, and then I'm going to pull cards to do it. So you're just going to watch me. So like I said, this is the Light Series Tarot. I'm not going to use the guidebook for this. When it comes to first thing in the morning, like I really just want an easy set of cards to work with. So colorful cards are really, really useful. Playful cards are really useful. So that's why I tend to use those two in the morning. Just because I don't really have the brain space for too much else. All right, what do I need to know about my problematic behavior to manifest peace today? I'm asking this for myself. And I just shuffle until it feels right to pull. There we go. 2, 3. Freaking cards are going to make me work today. And then I also then take a look at the bottom of the deck, because that's the shadow card. That's like the energy of the card. And I feel called out right now because it's giving me the Nine of Swords, which, you know, tends to be that thing that we think about, rethink over and over and over and again. It keeps us up at night. So apparently I think too much to just give it a high level overview, and this will give me context. Oh, my pen's okay. Okay. So the cards today are the Three of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, I like that. So I'm just going to jot those down real quick, and then I'm going to take some time to actually be silent and write. I'm kind of reaching into my intuition to grab the response from my guides, guardians, and ancestors, and I'm going to write that down. So you're actually going to see me write in the third person. Or second. Basically, I'm going to be writing from the voice of my spirit team. And so you're going to see me write you, referring to myself, but I'm writing you. For whatever reasons, I just prefer that method. It's like receiving a message instead of writing the message, if that makes sense. So that's how I do it. I got my little memo from the universe, and I'm feeling called out, but it's all good. It's, you know, those are the lessons that I asked for to cultivate peace. So for me today, what do I need to know about my problematic behavior to manifest peace today? I got the Three of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. And the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands are both like really celebratory cards. Like usually they come with a good mood, you know? And then there's kind of this defensive nature of the Seven of Wands. So I think my problematic behavior is this defensive nature that comes up on the heels of good vibrations, you know? Feel good moments. It's like there's support, there's kindness, there's celebration, and then what the hell am I getting all defensive for? So I think there's a perceived something going on in here that I need to work on a little bit more. And so maybe next week my work will be more shadow related, where I'm actually trying to understand where is the sense of defensive-ness to perceived threats are. So that seems like really good work for next week. Not this week. I already got my life set for this week. So maybe next week we'll have to circle back to that. But it's good to know. Good to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my cards back. Let's see. There we go. Put that away over here. I need to check my time. My time. Okay, I'm still good. Okay. So that covers my daily kind of daily log, daily page, daily space. It's, yeah, whatever this this thing is, it covers this. Then I use this time to kind of go ahead and look at what my day looks like, and I'm going to flip to my work planner, which is just a few pages down. There we go. I haven't finished filling that's March. I haven't finished filling this out, and it's just because I made it a couple days ago, and so it still needs to be a working document, still needs to be a working thing, but I can go ahead and at least sketch out what my day is going to look like today. And sometimes I do this the day before. That's what I did yesterday, but I thought I would, you know, I'm talking about my routine, so this is sometimes something that happens during the day or during the morning. So I'm looking at today. The only thing I have of note is that our sales tax payments are due, or sales tax reports are due, and they've already been done. So I'm good there. And then I scroll to today, and I am basically writing in what I want my day to look like. And this won't always be the case. Like yesterday, it didn't quite go that way, but we're gonna be hopeful. So I like using an hourly layout right here on my iPad because I'm not precious about what's on here. I just need it to work. I need to hold information long enough so that it's fine. So what do I have? So it's 11 now. I haven't done any of this, but I'll be doing that soon. When I've done something, let me scroll in and see if you can see it better. There we go. Oh no, that was right. Never mind. Okay, when I've completed a task, I like to highlight the task with a gray marker to kind of shade it out. So I've kind of done that wake-up call, done some self-care. I have to go back and finish, and I'll be printing and doing my customer outreach soon. But what I'm doing is comparing what I have here to what I have here to make sure, or to write in, that it matches. So the things that I want to make sure I get done today, which I did not write in, hello Abby, is bills. I'm doing my bills today. So after our walk, when we have lunch, after lunch, then I list. After I get done listing, I think I'm going to do the bills then. And so listing, I mean, I take photos of the cards that are going to go up onto Etsy. The bills don't take long. I just have to do them. My ink's not the right size, so that's fine. And sometimes what I've done in the past is to light gray mark out, like I did here, that I've done it. I'll write, or I'll mark out in gray that I've transferred that information to my iPad, and that just gives me like color codability. I just don't have that gray marker yet. I'm actually in the process of ordering it, so when it gets here, I will have that gray marker, so it's like, yep, I wrote it down, it's been transferred, and it just helps me keep track. So self-care, print, customer outreach, we'll do the walk, we'll do lunch, we'll then do listing. I'm going to do 28 photos. Do bills around 3:30. Taking my son to, that's plenty of time. Taking my son to the library. I'm going to come back, I'm going to ship. Oh, I'll have time because it's not going to take that long. And I'll do payments and transfers. Okay. I need to ship after that. I need to source sometime today. Where am I going to do that? I have no clue. Okay, we need to squeeze some time in here. So, am I going to have the ability to do an hour? I don't know. Bills. Oh, okay. Got it. So my bills actually can go somewhere else. So I'm going to move my bills to this evening, which is fine, before I go and do yoga. So that gives me an hour of source time here. I love that. That'll work. I need to do that today. Source. By sourcing, I mean finding my, or responding to my customers that have already reached out to me regarding products that they want to sell, or finding more. I believe I can get that done then. Yeah. This seems about right. And the rest of the day is off. Okay. So I think that sets it up. I don't use this focus portion because I just don't care. And sometimes it frustrates me because I feel like I'm being like antagonized. So I'll block it out sometimes. Actually, let me show you how I do that. There we go. Just take a screenshot of the color. Yep. You can't see it, but it's right there. The copy of it. I'm going to go ahead and paste. Oops. Paste. Then I've block. Yay! So now this free block that I don't need to use for anything but what I want to. Yeah, I rebel against the stupidest things, so. Anyway. I'm going to use this column here, this long column, to write down things I have completed today. Or as the day goes through. And this to me is a process that helps me continue to refer back to my iPad. So one thing about my systems is that my systems check their systems. And if I don't do that, then I'll have the original like write down, which puts it, intrinsically into memory. But I'm not going to remember this stuff 4 hours from now. So having a process of coming back here to write down what I've completed helps me double check my what do I need to do next kind of thing. Let's write that down. Completed. And again, I don't care if it's misspelled because this is mine. So at some point in time, I need to water plants. I did the recording today. I did morning tarot. Oops. And I'll do my page in a moment. Okay, good. And as the day goes on, I'll continue to fill this in. And some days are more than others because then I stop for whatever reason or the day gets away from me. But those are like the things that I completed. This is usually just my scratch paper that I use and I erase. And I tend not to use this bottom section. And then it goes to the 26th. So yeah, I think that covers that. I think the only other thing that I haven't talked about here is my, this is my rolling to-do list. I have my routines here. I've done one of them. Taking my meds. I'll do these over the day. And I have a hydration tracker because I'm terrible about remembering to drink water or drink anything. So, seeing how much I've done in a day is really, really helpful. I think my next week I'm going to create hydration goals so that I can have a purpose for keeping track, because I like keeping track, but I need something to aim for. So I think that covers all of this. That's the plan for today. Let's see. Anything else? Not in this notebook. Okay. Yeah, because I'm almost done. Cool. I don't need anything here. Oh, hold on, let me check. Something that I do is I keep up with my automatic payments because sometimes stuff comes out that I don't know about, and I'm fine. Okay. And then I know it's archaic and I could use it and I could set it up in digital format in all these different ways, but paper, analog, something about it. So I'm just going to push this back in. I think you're in a good space. I don't think I need anything else out of here. Oh, I'm going to put my pens away. Sorry if you can't see this. I'll realize that when I edit. And my little guide will sit in there somewhere. There we go. All right, so to end all of this, before I go in the house, because I'm getting overdue, I usually end with a scripting session about something that I want to occur in my life. Be it sweet, be it cute, be it fantasy, being, whatever it is. It's just writing it as though it's already happened gives me just like warm and fuzzies. So I do that. So I'm gonna take some coffee and then I'm gonna go silent, and I'm gonna hope that this is out of focus so that you don't have to see all of my my hopes and dreams. I keep some of those. So I'm gonna lick it because that's all I got right now. But soon it'll be an ink pad. It'll be less gross. There you go. And I can kind of see it right there. So that's all I need. Sweet. I believe it's dry. Let's go ahead and close it. Yeah. So that's the bulk of the routine. There's other little ones like that I go brush my teeth or then I go stretch or what have you. But I really wanted this just to be kind of like the primary aspects of my routine. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything you saw here, please feel free to let me know. I do not mind answering even some of those deep and honoring questions. So you guys take care, have a great rest of your day, and hope this was useful. Bye.